Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Sing with me and help me bring Shabbat in. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. It's good to be here again with you to every week celebrate Shabbat. Comes every week. It's marked on the calendar. And we always have guests, so let's invite in the angels. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Porchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni l'shalom, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Lai 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 Lai, Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei HaMalachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu. So as we light the candles and bring on Shabbat, we're remembering the angel, the fourth angel, the angel Uriel, whose name means the light of God. And Uriel lights our way forward, but you don't get to see a big, long distance, like forever into the future. Uriel just is there enough to light the next step, so we can take one step at a time. So let's think about that as we light these candles, which are going to lead us forward into Shabbat and into the coming week. We'll take in the light. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu, l'hadlik ner Shel Shabbat. And there they are. We have light again for one more week. That's all we need. One day at a time, 1 week at a time. So let's celebrate with the bride of Shabbat. Okay, we say, come, my beloved, we're going to greet the bride of Shabbat. We're going to open ourselves to the special, peaceful part of ourselves that we feel on Shabbat, where we have everything we need. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, U'shemo echad. L'shem tiferet v'litchila, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. We said, remember and observe. That's why we have 2 candles. One to remember Shabbat, and the other one to actually practice it, to observe Shabbat. And here we are, and we're going to sing this beautiful psalm. The righteous shall flourish like palms, grow tall like cedars in Lebanon, rooted in the courtyards of their God. They shall ever bear fruit, fresh and fleshy they will ever be, proclaiming that Adonai is just, my rock, in whom there is no wrong. Tzadikatam achar yifrach, ke'eres ba'alvanon yizkei, shetulim bevet Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu. Od yenuvon b'seva, deshenim v'ra'nanim iyu, la'agid ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo havlatabo. We have a really intense story this week from the Torah. It's portion Shelach Lecha, often called the spies. So here's what's happening. So the people now, they've done all their preparations, and they're turning their attention now to entering the land. And the portion begins with God saying, okay, if you want to, send spies for yourselves to reassure yourselves that the land that I promised you, the land that I'm taking you to, is a good land, that it's flowing with milk and honey. But if you need to reassure yourselves, okay, send spies. And take one from each of the tribes. And 2 of the people that were with the 12 spies were Joshua and Caleb. Well, the people go into the land, and I brought this picture for you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but we'll try. They say, oh, it's a good land, it's fertile, and they have lots of fruit there. In fact, some of the fruit was so big that it took 2 men to carry a bunch of grapes. Okay, and you see how big, how fruitful the land is. But then they said, they saw these good things and they came back to give their report to the people. So you can imagine all the Israelites were gathered around and they heard the report about that it was a fruitful land with this very fertile valleys, and there was water and good things in the land. But then they said, but we saw giants there. And they weren't only just giants, but they were like really big giants, and they were really scary, and we're never going to be able to beat them, and the land eats up its inhabitants. And we felt like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and that's the way they saw us, like we were just grasshoppers that you could just step on and crush. Well, this is the land that God promised the people. And Caleb and Joshua said, shh, 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 calm down, everybody. Because you can imagine the people got really frightened. And Caleb and Joshua said, no, it's a good land. We saw the land. It's a good land, and we can go there. We will be able to make our way there. We'll be able to defeat anybody who tries to prevent us coming in there. But when God heard what the report was of the spies, suddenly there was a glowing on the Mishkan, the tabernacle in the desert that the people built, and they knew that meant that God came down and wanted to speak to them. And Moses went into the tabernacle, and God was very angry, very upset that he had made this promise to bring people to a good land, and here people were doubting him. And the spies, they started out, this is what's so interesting, they started out telling the truth, that it was a fertile land, that there were big cities and fertile places and water. But then they because they were scared, they exaggerated. And they said the people, not only were they a tall people, but they're like giants. And they said this 3 times, and each time the giants got bigger and bigger. You know how sometimes, like, you want to persuade somebody about something, you really want them to understand things the way you do, and you say, it wasn't just this way, but you exaggerate a little bit and try and pull them over in your direction. That's what the spies did, and they made it much more exaggerated, much worse. And not only that, they started worrying about the future. How are we ever going to go in there? How will we defeat the people? They're going to kill us. We're going to be like grasshoppers that they can just crunch under their feet. Well, I have a very sad thing to tell you about this portion. The spies spied out the land for 40 days, and God was so upset that he said, if this is what you believe, if this is what you're going to tell the people, these false stories, that all the people who made up these false stories, I'm going to bring a plague, and they're going to die right away, and the rest of the people, they're going to wander in the desert 40 years. 1 year for each day that the spies went to spy out the land. It's chilling. Just as I tell you this, I feel a shiver run up my spine. This is a sad time in our story, a very sad time. And I guess what I want to tell you, what the lesson is to learn from it, is that sometimes reality, sometimes really what's there is scary. It scares us. And we run on into the future with more and bigger scary things that we imagine in our own minds. But they aren't really true because they haven't happened that way yet. And by the way, has anything that you have ever imagined turned out exactly the way you imagined it? I have a great imagination, and things never turned out just the way I imagine. Never. There's always something I didn't think about, or something new comes up. So my point is, and I think maybe the point God was trying to make, is it's not worth it to get scared about things in the future too far into the future. It's good to be prepared, like they had to get their camping gear ready, and they had to know what they were facing, and they had to organize their society. But to tell themselves scary stories and this is the way it's going to be, it's often defeating. It defeats you before you even begin. So it's better to just pull back and say, here I am today. Am I okay today? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm sitting here, I'm okay. I got food to eat. I got people helping me out. I don't need to be scared today. And that's all you got is one day at a time. Remember the angel Uriel, the light of God, he just leads our way forward one day at a time. So that's my message from the Torah story this week. Shelach Lecha, the portion of the spies. So we're going to say a healing prayer. So think for a minute of the people that you know that need healing. Maybe because they're afraid, like the people in the Torah story. Maybe they need calm and peace. Or maybe they have some kind of sickness or some kind of pain. So let's think of who they are, and then we'll sing the healing song for them. Mi sheberach avoteinu mekor habraha limotenu. May the source of strength bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. And then we'll ask for prayer for peace for us and for all the people in the world who could use a little peace right now. There's a lot of people that could use some peace. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'yimeru, amen. I know some of you may be saying Kaddish either for someone who died recently, or you're commemorating the anniversary of someone who may have died, or you're still in the period of mourning and reciting Kaddish. So think of those people, bring their image to your mind, and you can say their names. And recite with me. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv ve'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabba Mvorach leolam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitalei v'yithalal shmei d'kudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata ta'amiran b'yoma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Osei shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. So we'll close with our blessing over grape juice or wine. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. L'chaim, l'chaim. And I have a little piece of bread here. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Let's sing Bim Bam one more time. And I wish you a wonderful Shabbat. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. And I'll see you next week.